Congressman Fernandez.
Yeah, this is in relation to a letter that was submitted by Cassandra through his lawyer, Attorney Topacio, seeking to stop the Quadcom from disregarding the right of our client to remain silent. Yun po yung sinasabi ng sulat na ito.
I invoke my right to remain silent po.
Congressman Fernandez, if
Yes,
I may.
Mr. Chair.
Is that an incriminating statement?
Ang sinasabi ko po is right to remain silent po. Hindi po self-incrimination.
Ngayon, Mr. Chairman, dito naman po sa sinasabi ni Mr. Topacio, dahil meron po siyang comment na sinasabi, in his comment, Mr. Fernandez said that supposedly the right to remain silent is not applicable to legislative inquiries, but only the right against self-incrimination. Such legal opinion is laughable because Fernandez is not a lawyer.
This is a warning, Attorney Topacio. Let her answer. Kasi,
Mr. Chair.
ano mo lang, sagot mo lang ng tama ito dahil yung tanong na kung saan ka nag-aral ay hindi naman incriminating sa'yo. Bakit refuse to answer? Mapipilitan kami i-contempt ka.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Chairman, I may not be a lawyer. I may not be an expert on legal context. I think yung pong sinasabi niya that he's warning us, no, through me, that should he make any more such statements, I will have no choice but to file a motion to cite him in contempt of court. Medyo offending po yung mga sinabi niya.
Kakapasok lang na balita. Grabe, Congressman Dan Fernandez, sinulatan ni Cassandra Ong. Nakakagulat ang pinandalang sulat sa Congress. Ayon sa binasang sulat na pinadala niya sa Congress, Cassandra Ong sumulat kay Congressman Representative Dan Fernandez. Pinapahinto daw nila ang Quadcom. Kasunod sa pagsasabing bawal silang hindi magsalita o pagsasabi ng right to remain silent. Humihingi na ng basbas sa Korte si Attorney Topacio. Ayon pa sa sulat ni Cassandra Ong, sa Korte na lang daw sila magsasalita. Yan daw ang payo ni Topacio. Wala na daw sila sa pogo mapipiga. Doon na lang daw nila lalaban sa Korte ang kaso.
Congressman Fernandez.
Yeah, this is in relation to a letter that was submitted by Cassandra through his lawyer, Attorney Topacio, in relation to also to the suit filed by them before the Supreme Court on behalf of their client, Ms. Cassandra seeking to stop the Quadcom, no, from disregarding the right of our client to remain silent. Yun po yung sinasabi ng sulat na ito. One of those that are written in this letter. But of course, Mr. Chairman, it was already established by the Supreme Court under GR number 175, 104, that legislative investigation, if I may, Mr. Chairman, that it was ruled by the Supreme Court that a legislative investigation and the court proceedings has different purposes. On one hand, yung pong hearings that are being conducted, like yung pong mga adjudicative proceedings, is to settle dispute of the two litigants. On the other hand, ito pong legislative inquiry in aid of legislation, inter alia, is to gather data and information that will seek to amend or to create new laws na magiging pong effective para i-implement po ng ating pong gobyerno. And accordingly, Mr. Chairman, under the case between Standard Chartered Bank of the Philippines and sa Senate of the Philippines, yung pong Senate Committee on Bank and Financial Institution, it is clearly stated on that case that the mere filing of criminal and administrative cases on any courts or quasi-judicial shall not prevent the legislative body to conduct a legislative function. Otherwise, it would be extremely easy to subvert any intended inquiry by Congress through the convenient ploy of instituting a criminal or administrative complaint. Yung pong exercise of the sovereign legislative authority belong to this Congress. And sabi ng Supreme Court, this cannot be made subordinate to any criminal or administrative investigation. As a matter of fact, Mr. Chairman, 4 ito pong mga kaso or decision ng Supreme Court. One is the GR 174-105. Another is the Standard Chartered Bank and Senate Committee on Banks, Financial Institution. Third, yung case against Arnold versus Nazareno. And fourth, yung isang kaso nung kay Garciliano versus the House of Representatives na sinasabi po dito, and the court has no authority to prohibit a Senate committee from requiring persons to appear and testify before it in connection with an inquiry in aid of legislation in accordance with its duly published rules of procedure. Dito emphasizes the importance of the duty of those subpoena to appear before the legislature, even if it incidentally incriminating questions are expected to be asked. Ngayon, Mr. Chairman, dito naman po sa sinasabi ni Mr. Topacio, dahil meron po siyang comment na sinasabi, in his comment, Mr. Fernandez said that supposedly the right to remain silent is not applicable to legislative inquiries, but only the right against self-incrimination and other statements. Such legal opinion is laughable because Fernandez is not a lawyer. Also, I must remind Mr. Fernandez that the matter is now before the courts and any such public comments touching on the case may be violative of the sub judice. Well, very clearly, Mr. Chairman, dito po sa ruling ng Supreme Court, yung pong the right to remain silent cannot be invoked by her client. And for the education and information of Mr. Topacio, Mr. Chairman, I may not be a lawyer. I may not be an expert on legal context. Pero wala po siyang monopoly ng legal context. Di ba? Meron na pong mga Google ngayon. At nakakapagbasa na tayo sa Google. And at the same time, Gen Z na po ngayon. Kaya I think grow up, no? At I think yung pong sinasabi niya that he's warning us, no? Through me, that should he make any more such statements, I will have no choice but to file a motion to cite him in contempt of court. But according sa Article 3, di ba, Section 7, Mr. Chairman, we are guaranteed to give information to public, especially if this entails public concern. This must be recognized. And I think medyo offending po yung mga sinabi niya. But again, we have to move that this letter that he submitted to us be disregarded, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Congressman Fernandez. Now, may I remind, this is the last discussion on the issue of resource persons related to the POGO, because we want to proceed with the hearing on extrajudicial killings. Our resource persons already present. We take note of the observation and the manifestation of Congressman Dan Fernandez, and certainly with that kind of a manifestation, the committee is bound to take an action. And but I will just ask committee chair of the Public Order and Safety to defer that for the moment, so that we can continue with the committee hearing proper. Is that all right, Congressman Fernandez?
Yeah, I'm okay with that, Mr. Chairman. But I think when we invited the resource persons in the person of Ms. Cassandra Ong, yung pong right to remain silent is not absolute. Especially when we are in the process of trying to find out those information and data that is guaranteed under this GR 175-104.
That was clearly stated by Your Honor, so we take note of that. And as I stated earlier, the committee is bound to take action on that particular manifestation. Okay.
Yes, this in relation to
Excuse me, Congressman Fernandez.
I just would like to make a motion to strike out my statement a moment ago.
Which part of your statement?
That I said that Tony Roque should be detained at the Women's Correctional. I want it stricken out.
Okay, Comsec, please take note, and it is so ordered. Now,
Mr. Chair.
Yes, Congressman Rog Gutierrez.
Mr. Chair, very shortly, just on the matter of the omnibus
Please make it
motion.
short, yes.
We still have the matter of the response to the show cause order. And I understand it's superfluous given the contempt order, but I think, Mr. Chair, as a body, we should rule on it. And in my opinion, it cites an unspecified condition and unspecified surgery. It makes mention of an unspecified medical facility. It has been unsubstantiated. And my understanding is it was imparted to me by the ComSec. He did not even submit the medical certificates.
Are you referring to the medical certificate to be submitted to the Quad by the wife of Attorney
No,
Harry
Mr.
Roque?
Chair. This is in response to the show cause order because this is the third absence already by Mr. Attorney
Oh, yes.
Harry Roque. The first absence, the excuse was appearance in arbitration. The second absence was with no written response. And now we issued the show cause order last hearing, and now he has responded through the motion. It was omnibus vote. There's a second part of the show cause order. It would appear, Mr. Chair, that it's an unsubstantiated answer, and I believe, as a matter of course, we should issue a subpoena, Mr. Chair. Although superfluous given the contempt order, I still think that we should move to issue a subpoena at testificando, Mr. Chair.
Okay, is that a motion?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I move to issue a subpoena for failure to properly answer the show cause order.
Okay, there is a motion to issue a subpoena to Attorney Harry Roque, subpoena ad testificandum for Attorney Harry Roque. And this was duly seconded. Are there any objections? Hearing none, the motion is carried. Thank you, Congressman Gutierrez. Yes, Congressman Paduano.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just last two items. For the PNP documents to be submitted in this committee, that was mentioned by Police Lieutenant Colonel Espinido in his affidavit, such as the list of police generals and other PNP officials who received money from Kerwin Espinosa's group, as indicated in the ledger, and copies of cleared checks that were recovered from their accountant. Now, Mr. Chair, we have with us Brigadier General Ruel Sandoval of the DIDM. We'll just ask him later, Mr. Chairman. We'll just hold this particular documents that was ordered to the PNP to be submitted in this honorable committee. Now, lastly, Mr. Chairman, the LRA was ordered to provide a copy of land titles of Northern Cebu Renewable Energy Corporation, and as per information from the ComSec, LRA committed to submit it in today's hearing, this afternoon. So again, we will just wait for the submission of such documents, Mr. Chairman. That's all, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Congressman Paduano.
Mr.
Now
Mr.
we
Chair.
Okay,
Yes, this in relation to
excuse me, Congressman Fernandez.
I just would like to make a motion to strike out my statement a moment ago.
Which part of your statement?
That I said that Tony Roque should be detained at the Women's Correctional. I want it stricken out.
Okay, Comsec, please take note, and it is so ordered. Please proceed.
Just for the record, Mr. Chairman, I would like to put on record, since this is just an AJK hearing in today's hearing, a lot of invitees was issued a subpoena for the past hearings. Now, let me put on record, Mr. Chairman, that we have issued subpoena for the for Hongsing Gaming Technology Incorporated, for all those officers of the Hongsing Gaming Incorporated, also to Sun Yuan Technology Incorporated, Baofu Land Corporation Incorporated, Lucky South 999 Outsourcing Incorporated, and Lucky South 999 Limited Company. And also with we have issued a subpoena at testificandum for the Whirlwind officers of the Whirlwind Corporation, Mr. Chairman. Just for the record, I suggest that we will just tackle this issue on the next hearing, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, today's topic is limited to the extrajudicial killings, and in the
Mr. Chair,
subsequent...
before we proceed with the EJK, I'd like to find out also the status of Attorney Harry Roque. Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Congressman Benny Abante, we will ask Congressman Paduano to reply to your query as to questions that you raised on Attorney Harry Roque. Congressman Paduano?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. With the indulgence of course, Congressman Co-Chair Abante, let me read the issuance of a subpoena dosis tecum to Mr. Harry Roque with regards to documents that he has committed during the previous hearing, Mr. Chairman. Number one, the medical and hospital records and proof of those surgeries performed on his wife, Miss Myla Roque. Number two, deed of sale and BRR and transfer tax payments of the 1.8 hectares land in multinational village, Parañaque. Number three, all documents submitted to the Securities and Exchange Commission regarding the transfer of shares to Attorney Percival S. Ortega, including trust agreement with the latter. Number four, extrajudicial settlement of estate of a named aunt, including corresponding BR tax returns. Number five, statement of assets and liabilities or SALN from 2016 to 2022 with proof of receipt. Number six, income tax return of Jancham Holdings and Trading Incorporated for calendar years 2014 to 2022. Number 7, Attorney and Ms. Roque's income tax for calendar years 2014 to 2022. Number 8, judicial affidavit executed by Ms. Ronaldine Baterna. And lastly, judicial affidavit executed by Catherine Cassandra Ong. Mr. Chairman, just for the information of everyone, we have received today another motion to quash from Attorney Harry Roque. And for the record will show that we have already discussed lengthily and through the Vice Chairperson, the Committee of Public Accounts, Vice Chair, the Honorable Luistro, during that hearing, to deny the motion to quash that was sent to us by Attorney Harry Roque, and it was unanimously approved, Mr. Chairman. So with that, Mr. Chairman, what's the pleasure of the Chair and the Honorable Committee with regards to
Mr. Chair.
The issuance of a subpoena doses tecum for all those listed documents that I have mentioned. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay,
Mr.
Congressman
Chair,
Abante.
may I be allowed to speak on the actuations of Attorney Harry Roque outside the hearing of this Quadco?
May I ask Congressman Abante to defer that particular statement after we hear from Congresswoman Luistro on the decision of the committee as to the motion to quash filed before this committee by Attorney Harry Roque.
Ngayon, ikaw bilang Pilipino, ano ang masasabi mo at reaksyon sa balitang ito? Mag-iwan ka ng komento sa ibaba at atin pong babasahin isa-isa.